Coach Kellogg's tenure here. We opened 7-0 2 years ago. So, Coach?
No, we won't talk about that. It was nice to get a game where we made some shots finally. I thought we shot very well from three-point range. To see Freddie go on a Freddie Riley-esque run was fantastic. And once again, I thought our bench gave us some great minutes. And I still wanted to try to get Trey and Tyler and some of those guys a few more minutes, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. And I think if we could figure out how to start off the second half a little better and kind of start getting that killer instinct in the second half, I think we have a chance to be a pretty good basketball team. We'll take 10-3, obviously. I think that's a great record for the schedule we've played out of conference. And now the gauntlet of the Atlantic 10 comes in, and obviously, as you all know, where St. Louis is thought of nationally, really a top 25 team that we're going on the road to have to play.
They made the little run at you at the beginning of the second half. Was that a step for you guys to respond the way you did and then just control the game the rest of the way?
Yeah, I thought it was a big step. We called a timeout. They actually executed for 2 plays in a row. And what was good to see is we got back to kind of our UMass identity of pressing and playing for 40 and trying to control tempo. We haven't worked on the press quite enough in practice and haven't had really as much practice time as of late as I would have liked. So, we still made some errors and mistakes, but just to see the fans get into the game, not only do we want to win, but I think the fans want us to win playing a certain style here, or at least, with some energy and getting up and down the floor. And although it wasn't perfect, it was a nice win for the team, and we will take it.
Did you say anything particularly poignant in that timeout? The only one of the game, I think, that you called, right?
I believe so. No, just I was matter-of-factly speaking.
Derek, when you're deciding how much to use Freddie, when to use him, how much is it just the fact that he's hot, and how much are the other aspects of it?
Well, you know what? In years previous, it was only when he was hot, to a certain extent. If he makes his first couple, we stay with him. He's actually becoming a good basketball player. I mean, defensively, he's really getting after it. I think he's driving the ball in the paint and being strong. And he was on fire in the first half and actually gave up a couple threes to try to get Jesse some shots. So that's something that it's nice to see. It really is nice to see a kid mature and grow up and get older and become a better basketball player.
You just talked about the spark that he did give you. It was a 12-10 game, and then he comes in and he hits 5 straight threes, or 5 or 6 threes. I mean, that's got to be huge. And you went on one of those big UMass runs that we were so accustomed to seeing last year.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see those runs because I've been accustomed. And if you look at our team shooting percentages, our guys from 3, I don't think that's indicative of the type of shooters that they are and what they're capable of doing. And now they're starting to get in a little rhythm, a little bit of a flow. And the unfortunate thing is we go to St. Louis now where we haven't shot the ball real well since I've been here. So we're going to have to turn that around a little bit.
Derek, did you like the way your team won doing one thing offensively in the first half and extended that lead doing something differently? You shot over it and then cut into it in the second half. Yeah,
I thought it was a good adjustment by the team and myself, I guess, to kind of say we need to start attacking it. And they did it. It's the players. You put it on paper, you show them what we're doing, and they got to go execute. And I thought they did a nice job. And Maxie did a real nice job of working that baseline in the second half and finding some holes in it. And it was good to see Caddy play well, get us a couple offensive rebounds, and kind of have that nastiness a little bit that I think this team lacks.
Maxie, he's had a bunch of games with good first halves. Was this the best, do you think, full game that he's put together?
I think so, and he played more. I mean, I kept him in there because, the reality of it is if we're pressing the whole game, he's got to be in the game quite frequently, and I think Putney's got to be on the ball some. And I'm looking for that third guy when they get tired. But right now, Maxie's our best pressing guy. And if the game is up and down and going, I think he's very good. And I think I found a spot where I can play him in the zone, which is kind of along that baseline, just throw it to the rim.
Yeah, is this athleticism something that's really good for working against the zone? Because it seemed like you were going to him more so than to you.
Yeah, no, his athleticism I think is what separates it. We go from being not so athletic to when we start the game, or an okay athletic team, to when he comes in, all of a sudden we become very athletic, which one guy can make a difference with his energy and his ability to get on the front of the press.
Is this you obviously played well today, but zone's been a problem for you guys over a period of time, over the years even a little bit. Is the way things went today, is this the way your zone offense is supposed to work?
Well, I have different players now too, so I think that helps.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought we played better against the set zone, and I also think by us pressing, it got to where we got more stuff in the open floor and caused some turnovers, which in turn kind of loosens it up, a little bit. So I thought they did a good job against the zone to
I mean, the fact that they can see a zone now and be confident. I mean,
That's a good feeling, and I think they feel that way. That we have some good stuff that they can attack it with, and they've done a good job of getting to those spots on the floor and making those plays.
That lineup of Chaz, Freddie, Jesse, Maxie, and Caddy, another big run today. Just talk about how comfortable you're starting to get with that combination.
Oh, I'm feeling great with that lineup, and it's one of those ones where we know, and kind of at different points in the game, if I go to it, I'm hoping that they can continue. And they're able to come in at times when the other team may be a little tired and really take that next level step. And I think we become a better pressing team with that lineup also. And if Caddy can clean the backboards the way I anticipate he's going to be able to do, and he did at times today, then all of a sudden we can stretch out even more and make plays.
It seemed like in the second half, after a really hot shooting three-pointer in the first half, it seemed like you guys came out in the second half and guys are turning down threes and going to the rim. Was that something specific you talked about during halftime, or is that something that you generally want them to be doing?
I would prefer if we attack the zone from the inside, because your percentage of shooting is higher if it goes inside first. Really, I wanted them to the only thing I talked about at halftime was controlling the defensive end of the floor and rebounding the ball, which I thought we did a great job defensively, but we were okay rebounding in the first half. And then to start the second half, I didn't think we defended or rebounded, at least for the first 2-3 minutes, whatever. I'm not sure when I called the timeout, and they cut it from 13 to 4. And then I thought the guys picked up their pace a little bit. Sometimes when we score, we play better defense. I mean, I've heard a lot of coaches talk about that, and I think we fall into that category. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys.
We start with questions for Chaz and Maxie.
Chaz, when Freddie gets hot like he did in the first half, does that change your decision-making, play calling? How tempting is it to keep going that way?
Yeah, tremendously. You got to give Fred the ball when he's on fire. It's like, he got a little red match under his feet, and he just keeps scoring. And once he get his roll going, you just got to keep going to him. So that's what I was trying to do.
Max, is working the baseline in the short corner against the zone, is that something that you feel like your skill set kind of thrives on?
Yes, maybe yes, because I'm athletic. It was something that Chaz pointed out during the game. He told me to just keep running the baseline, and so did the coach. So I just stayed on the baseline.
Maxie, you've had a couple games where you played real well in the first half, then kind of not as well in the second. Do you feel like this was your best 40-minute performance today?
I would say I'm not really sure how to answer that question.
for either of you guys, what is the way you shot the ball in the first half and the way you guys sliced into the zone in the second half? What does that do for your confidence for playing against zones going forward?
It just shows we could play against a tough zone. Coach had mentioned to us that they coach had worked as an assistant at Syracuse, and it would be the same type of 2-3 defense. So we were just trying to attack as much as possible. And Coach pointed out in the first half that we shot a little too much threes. So the second half we just tried to attack the basket and just find an open guy.
Chaz, it seemed like in the very start of the game, you guys seemed to look a little stagnant against the 2-3 zone, but then you guys started setting some high screens, especially for yourself. Was that something that kind of helped move the ball a little bit more and kind of get people moving, and something that you guys are more comfortable with?
Yeah, without a doubt. We had to get guys in certain spots and, just find the shooters as well. And putting TV in the middle was, very beneficial for us. And also Maxie going to the middle was very beneficial because he was able to, make plays for others and himself.
Guys, you've had games this season where you've gotten a big lead and teams have cut back on it. When you guys had that 10-0 run early in the second half, was there a sense of not letting that happen again after that to just control the game was it something you guys talked about, or was that something on people's minds?
Coming out that timeout, we all looked at each other and I just told the guys let's keep it going. Let's not play very slow. Let's not pace ourselves and let them come back in the game. Let's keep the gas to the floor and just keep going. And we answered well, and we was able to play and continue our lead.
Freddie, when you get hot like that, obviously good feeling and it's noticeable, but when you look at yourself to judge how you played on a certain game, what do you look at to see whether you're satisfied with what you did?
I just look at whether the team won or not, and whether I played good defense or not. My shots haven't been falling that much this season, so I've just been wanting to play good defense, and that's been happening, so I've been happy with my performance.
They've been falling more lately. What's been different?
I'm just happy off the court, so it's translating on the court.
Freddie, you've been talking about, it seems like your motto is always, and I'm sure is everyone's motto, is just doing your part to help the team win. But when you came in there in the first half, it seemed like you weren't going to back down from taking those three-point shots. I mean, was that the best option for you guys? Did you feel like you needed to do something to help spark the team a little bit?
No, I just wanted to come in and play confident, and the shots went in, so I just kept shooting. But if they wouldn't have went in, then I would have tried to make better plays to get my teammates involved more.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.